Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night. I hope you will enjoy today's video, so let's just get into it.
Walking home from a date, which is a block away from where I live. What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with this picture? Oh! Okay, yep, no man in sight. No, am I delusional? I thought I was just on a date with a man. Guess he's not a man.
Yep, that could be one option. We'll call that option A. To no one's surprise, trying to feminize and emasculating men for years will lead you to this result. But there are a few more options. Option B will be you were so lovely on that date he could not run away from you fast enough. And then option C, he asked to walk you home and you said no so you can make your little TikTok.
If you do not have a title, you do not owe that man any loyalty, and neither does he to you. That's just how the it is when you're dating. Until you guys have like an exclusivity contract, ain't nobody doing nothing. If I tell you I'm talking to other people and you don't want to talk to somebody that's talking to other people, then you don't want to talk to me. I would like a smorgasbord of men, and I would like to hand select the one that I want. Doesn't that make you feel a little bit more important than me just picking up the next thing that comes along? And how much more special would it be if we hand selected each other in a sea of people? No title, no loyalty. Repeat after me. No title, no loyalty.
No loyalty, no title. It's pretty easy. That's just how it is when you're dating. That's why you keep dating. How exactly do you think you're gonna get that title? And when exactly you're gonna learn that this is exactly the one thing that is keeping you single? I don't know much about men, me being one, at least not as much as you know about men. But from what I've heard, loyalty would be the main thing men are looking for when they're thinking long term.
I'm gonna have to bring you down to earth for a sec. There is no way you're getting tickets for that show, but I love your enthusiasm.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to read what she's responding to. When the group chat says, let's go to Saint Tropez this summer, when we have a combined net worth of 87 pounds. Now, I understand that you get there and you get free drinks and you go on dates and you get fed. But outside of that, you're gonna need more than 87 pounds just for the plane tickets. Not to mention, it would be probably a smart idea to buy round trips. Just so you don't get stranded in Saint Tropez. Outside of all that, from now until summertime, you're gonna manage maybe to have a combined net worth of 87 pounds. Alright, you ladies are crushing it in your careers. Maybe this is just me, but if I were you, I would leave that group chat right now.
Had a talk the other day with my now ex-fiance, and he was telling me that he wishes me the best and that I end up being so happy and that I find the person that will make me the happiest and all that stuff. And I looked at him and I said, well, the feeling is not reciprocated. And he was like, what? And I was like, no, I genuinely don't hope you're happy. I hope you don't find somebody. And if you do find somebody, I hope that in 5, 10, 15 years down the road that you guys are together, that she looks at you one day and tells you that she doesn't love you anymore and that she breaks your heart like you broke mine. Am I being petty? Yes. Am I being honest? Also yes.
Well, from one petty person to another, I could appreciate the honesty, but then again, I am petty. Also, even I'm not that petty. Or maybe I am, because you're over 30 and still learning. Maybe that led to your fiance being now your ex-fiance. If you're under 25, whenever you make a mistake, you can use the excuse that, well, my brain is not fully developed. What's your excuse? Obviously, I'm just guessing because I have no idea what happened in your relationship, but maybe you're still learning on top of being petty was what drove him away.
American women are getting kind of upset that men are leaving America to find their woman.
No, honey, we are not upset. We're amused, and we find it very funny. Because a lot of the men leaving the US to find their wife abroad, they're only doing so because they believe women in the US have standards that are too high. So they're going abroad because they believe that the cultural and language barriers will allow them to find a wife that's easy to manipulate, to control, to lie to, and that your standards are going to be lower than ours. Wherein, in reality, your standards are going to be the same, if not higher, than women in the US. So we're actually waiting for the ball to drop when they realize this, that they're not going to get what they want. that they're not going to find somebody to manipulate. So you can have them.
Well, actually, not only that you're upset, you're getting pretty mad. And there are tens, if not hundreds of videos proving it. And everyone in those videos are saying exactly what you're saying. Oh, they don't speak English. Language barrier. No, they actually do speak English. And if you really want to learn, it doesn't take that long to get to the conversational level. I don't know how many countries you've been in outside of the US, but even though I've never been to the US, I've been in quite a few other countries. I'm actually living in one outside of US. So maybe you can take my word for it when I say you have no idea what you're talking about. Women in other countries don't have higher standards than you. I can't even imagine that being possible. What they do have, realistic standards. They know who they are, they're smart, they're intelligent, they're beautiful. When you go off the reservation, they will hold you accountable, but what they don't have is hookup culture. They don't have the entitlement. They do not have your toxicity. They know how to be friendly, they know how to be feminine. They're looking for a masculine man, they're not calling masculinity toxic, they're not bashing men, and they will find a good man. Some of those good men will be the men from your country. You're waiting for the ball to drop, you're already assuming they're gonna fail and they're gonna come crawling back to you. It's not gonna happen. The women from other countries can have them. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. Their former last name used to be Pampanga, now it's Johnson. Yours, it's still mad. My bad, I meant to say amused.
You want to know how you know you're mentally unstable? When you leave 2 hours early for work just so you can drive around and listen to music.
My first instinct was to say if you're on TikTok, but your answer works too.
Are men unattracted to independent women? I was talking to my guy friend the other day. We're talking about just like independent women. I was telling him how one of my girlfriends, she's super independent. She does X, Y, and Z by herself. She's like such a bad bitch. And she doesn't need really anyone to count on. And he goes, let me guess. I bet you she is single. To that, I'm like, why? He's like, well, historically, men have always been, the caregiver. Like they usually have always been that breadwinner, right? Type sort of personality. And he goes, so that's why when women are too independent, they're too masculine and men find them unattractive. To that, I responded and I said, I think it's because 50% of men are average at best, okay? And as a woman raises her bar and, she starts to provide herself that validation, she, does these things for herself and she counts more on herself to become more independent, her bar raises, meaning that the men that can match her at that level are fewer men. And so that is why these more independent women, are typically, I guess, more single based off of what he's saying, because they just haven't found someone to match them at that level yet. Maybe independent women don't like most of the men now.
And everything you responded to him makes you also an independent woman. And yeah, by that I mean single. No, that's actually the reason why you're single. I already knew you're single the second you said you asked a guy friend and not your boyfriend. And I know you think you discovered the secret of life, but we've heard the same narrative 1,000 times at least. Oh, women raised their standards. No, you didn't. Women always had standards. You started raising the bar. That's insulting to every woman ever. And I get it. Every generation has this problem when they think they're better than the former generation. But in reality, you're not. You didn't discover the secret of life. You discovered new ways to be annoying to everyone else around you. That's why you don't even have friends. That's why someone came up with that stupid app Bumble BFF for you ladies, and that app is blooming. And even on that app, you cannot find a single friend. Maybe independent women don't like most of the men. Fine, that's great. I wasn't even getting near you anyway, so it doesn't matter if you like me or not. One last thing though, cause I made this too long. How do you know the level every single man in this world is? I'm already on a lower level than you are, and I can never reach your level? Yeah, that's fine. Sure. You go get your food stamps now and I'll stay on my level.
If it weren't for me, a lot of you would have nothing to talk about in your group chats.
Sure, talk, laugh, same thing. I don't even have a group chat. But let me read what she said. I'm 41, living alone, divorced, and looking for real love. Will you be my friend? No, I already have friends. Friends with benefits on the other side? Sure, maybe for a night. Looking for real love, but you're looking for a friend. That screams OF to me. And that also screams independent woman. So I'm still gonna have to say no.
Remember when Eminem was like, and there's a million of us just like me, who cuss like me, who just don't give a like me, who dress like me, walk, talk, and act like me. It just might be the next best thing, but not quite me. Remember that? Period.
Oh yeah, I remember. I also remember when he said feminist women love Eminem. Chicky chicky slim shady. But the difference between him and you, and also obviously between him and me, is that he is a legend and we are not. And one of the reasons he is a legend and we are not is that he understood the difference between entertainment and real life. Maybe something we, and by that I mean you, need to consider.
Wait, how many centimeters are you?
172.
How many centimeters
Can you
are you?
just split it?
174. How many centimeters?
183. How many centimeters are you?
I'm actually 6 foot.
Subway footlongs tall.
Wait, no, why don't you guys measure it in feet?
Cause I wouldn't feel comfortable laying someone on the ground and stepping on them 5 or 6 times. Dude, that's not how we do it. Well, I never claimed to be smart. It's still a surprise to me you guys are watching my videos and listening to me. Anyway, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and I will see you in the next one.